Thank you for being here. I'm going to get started. Got a lot of wands here. Okay, as we get started, I want you to be able to see it. I couldn't even get the cards cut. All right, I love 11. That's spiritual. Spiritual and fire is image and imagination. I definitely love that. Something new. Okay, this reading could involve something new. Perseverance. Tunnel vision. The motivation that it takes, being inspired or being in the environment around this, how we can survive it. Let's see what's going on. Temperance. Okay, why is the 9 of Wands with temperance? I love a stork. A stork is going to deliver something, and something is delivering this fire. And this fire is being delivered possibly after some upheaval and or it's a gift, because I see it as something that's necessary when we need the energy to finish. Maybe we went too fast. Maybe it was some dark nights. Maybe. But let's take a look at it. I'm just going to shut up and keep going. Okay. That makes sense. That does make sense. We're going to talk about it. 99. Spirit. Okay. Okay, prepare, baby. Ooh, 88. And I told you. I knew it. We got the 10 wands here. Let me take. Oh, and the homie. Okay. All right. We're gonna talk about it. I am a nosy bug. Okay. And let's get some oracle cards out here. I want 3, please, if that's okay with you, so that I can talk to my peoples. Those of you that are curious, could be about finances, life, okay, a connection. I don't know what kind of connection, but I saw the bridge. Okay. Okay, I get that. That's a lot. I asked for 3. Then you want to give me 4. Is this 3? Everything is 4. I know y'all think I'm goofy. Okay. For the collective, so they don't think that I'm goofy, Spirit. Let's go. We've got this. Okay. These big circular cards are something else. Let's see what we got here. I'm not going to be greedy. A smart aleck, are we? That's the 10 of Wands energy, so it is consistent with what's going on here, because we have Temperance coming in as Spirit, and then we have Scorpio coming in as Spirit. So it is very consistent. We'll get what the sustainer is and the threshold. I love the threshold because forward movement, and the Knight of Wands is also going to, okay, I had to feel it. Okay, is also going to give us some gists. All right, some gists. Hey, yeah. I wonder if these could sit up here. Perfect. I got this. We've got this. Ooh, and I was gonna say in the center. There's the heart. There's the heart in the center. Love that. Okay. In the environment, we are in the forest. Okay. We have the moon, Cancer energy. It could speak of the unknown. Maybe even some shadow energy. Feelings of different and being indifferent. Possibly changes in beliefs. That happens along someone's journey for sure. The collective effort, the connections, the network. All right. And something about not really feeling the vibe. Like it's in your heart, you want it, but the intentions may need to be strengthened. and or there's something else in the body, in the mind, in the emotions, in the subconscious that hinders in a way where we'd have to work a little harder than most to stay active and to feel it. So if I had some things in my subconscious where it was my environment, it was my own thoughts that kind of kept me trapped. It felt burdensome to continuously have to walk away from things that no longer served me. And there was strength needed to carry it. Spirit is saying you don't have to carry it, because this particular season, this particular journey, this present, future, past moment may require packing light and blazing trails. An adventure of some sort. So you gotta pack light, right? So temperance is coming here, and I feel that's the shift. Temperance is the shift in energy, the balance, the alchemy, and it's like I'm bringing you this fire. I'm bringing you an image. I'm bringing you imagination for some of you. It could even be as deep as Akashic Records. Now, those of you that get into like deep meditation or maybe considering it, when you see the lines, okay, in the matrix in the near future, you could see something in a meditation. All right, see something on the other side that could be manifesting over to this side, and there's a need to plan and make arrangements for it and get organized. Okay, so when we look at the threshold that starts us off, the threshold reminds me of, I don't want to say the cliff. Okay, shout out to old cliff. But as you can see, the feet, Pisces, right, also associated with the Hermit card, coming out of this moon energy, and look at the fire, jumping into it. Okay, I don't know if you're going to jump into it. Let me slow down, all right, and cut the jokes out. But you do see that, right, where the challenging aspect, your approach to take to it, and the near future are consistent with some of the energies in the focus, the hopes and fears, and the environment. I'm going to just say that. It talks about the door, the gateway, the initiation. Okay? We cross thresholds continuously, consciously, and unconsciously. Doorways, gates, and entryways grace our path on a daily basis. Yes, it does. When this card arises, it signifies that the precipice you stand upon is not your typical one, however. You have arrived at a threshold of initiation here to usher you into a new reality. It requires you to leave behind, okay, the you that you thought was so well formed. Alright. A metaphorical death must occur. That's why it's our approach to take to it, if you can see that there. The ground seems to crumble as you free fall into your reality. This is the liminal realm. One step, dear friend. Just take that step. One step is necessary toward the future that calls you. So growth, individuation, ease in the liminal, but sometimes could talk about refusal, barriers, boundaries, and resistance there. Okay. To go deeper, lie on the floor and listen to Bob Dylan, Standing in the Doorway. Okay, so somebody have to tell me about that song. Come back and put it in the chat what you thought about it. Now, in Hindu mythology, Ganesh is the ultimate gatekeeper. Look at the great elephant god for support. Hecate, Janus, and Menshin are also watching over you. And if I pronounce any of those things wrong, my apologies. Crossing a threshold may not always be voluntary. See, that's what I felt when I picked it up. But I was like, that thump off the cliff, you know, thump you off that cliff. And sometimes we're thrown across the boundary through circumstances far beyond our control. Either way, we can't go back. All right. So then, as this Nine of Wands comes in as the possible challenge, it's going to get us to, ooh, that's deep. Ooh, you got to come on up out of there. Because the threshold talks about the door is opening. But see, the dead end, which I thought was right here, but the feeling put it here, which is great. It's the final chapter and the door closing. So for some of us, that thump you got that got you fumbling down this mountain, glass broke, oh man, it's bad shit, right? That's almost over. That's why you got the 10 of wands sort of energy that I felt before the cards even came out. And I feel you come out on top because of this spark. So just see it this way. Temperance comes in, right? This alchemical shift, this spiritual gift, whatever the case may be. In this 9 of wands, which I don't know which step you're at, because it asks you to take a step, and maybe you've been asked to take that step over and over again, baby, and could be tired. Then here's another wand that comes with this flame. Look at that. Okay, I like that. That's beautiful. I like that. That's you. Could be you. All right, now contrary to what the name implies when we have the dead end, because there's an open door on how it started, this talks about a door closing. Acceptance, humility, relief, reverence for change, and we got change in the approach to take to it, so there may be some relief through change. Okay, it is a force that stops us from moving forward as planned, which the 8 of swords could do, and or all of them sticks that we have to organize in order to get our brains working, and or to work with others. Some feelings that we have about financing and some feelings that we have about networking may be causing us limitations. I know I'm gonna get blocked, me and my big mouth, but I have worked with some people, not necessarily in business, but through therapy. And some of the things that we've talked about and worked on are the burdens outside of the project that can sometimes take away our inspiration, and or working with people in general and networks. And I'm just shut up right there, but that could cause an issue. Collaborating and networking could be a thing. Okay. This also talks about, from a mythic perspective, the end you face is very much a new beginning. There are doors opening all around you. So yeah. Yes. All right, there are doors opening that could feel like you got shoved in it. However, there's something about a plan and something going different as planned, or someone changing plans. Okay, a different direction, a different journey for some, and I'm gonna tell you why. The dead end becomes known as life's beginning. Okay, and with the doors opening around you, possibly not the ones you planned on walking through, but if you're honest and courageous enough to accept, adjust, and adapt, the dead end is the new beginning. So if you're in a situation that just doesn't make sense, that you can't find your way out of, that you've kicked, screamed, hollered, and cried, and took all the advice you could, and nothing seems to be doing the thing, this lesson could just be acceptance, humility, reverence for change. If you're feeling stuck, if there's any tension, because you got the 9 of swords and the 9 of wands, there may be some tension. Unconscious gripping. This is the subconscious. This is the gripping. Okay. Just be mindful. And if we got any gamblers in the audience, okay, that came up. Okay. Reflect on dead ends in your past that led to unimaginable wonders. The moment you accept the ending, a feeling of grace will arise and doors begin to open. So this is that change in the alchemy that starts through, I think, the mind in the dark moment, and allows this collaboration and rearrangement of the path. I don't want a struggle path. I don't want a hard path. I don't want a temporary situation. I want to work where I love. I want to be with who I love. I want to do what I love. I want to be able to love. I want to be loved, right? Here's the heart. The Knight of Swords is the most hearty of the knights. Okay, I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups. All right, and you got the Knight of Cups here and crowning you, or the opportunity. What's on your mind? Okay. We're going to see if that's great. I think it's great because you have the heart in the center, but you also have the heart with that 6 of Swords energy. So that's how I knew, with the focus on the 5 of Pentacles and the heart coming in the center of the reading right there, The Six of Swords does talk about moving away and financial improvements. All right, and then something coming along that aids with that, because it's two people in the boat, and I think that that's pretty cool. But another thing that was interesting, in the dead end, you see you got that there, right? So we'll move over to the Sustainer, okay? The Sustainer energy is quite interesting. That's 24. It's 24 hours in the day. What are we doing with them? Okay, and I'm just playing. It probably don't mean any of that. But the Peacemaker, okay? The Peacemaker. The Upholder, the Preserver. Love that. The Sustainer is the second archetype in the trio of existence. Works behind the scenes, tending to tasks of life. They cultivate gardens, pay bills, keep the meals warm, and the mouth sweetly fed. The Sustainer is at peace in the process of life, knowing there is no start or finish to humble yet meaningful task. Okay, I like that. They have a natural inclination to nourish others, to achieve, to preserve Earth's resources, to consider environmental impact, to see their role for the divine cycle of life. It's common for sustainers to become overworked. That 10 of Wands there, that 9 of Wands, leading to resentment. Okay? The sustainer longs to hold things in place so badly, especially relationships, that they resist necessary change. And that's again why our approach to take to it is a transformation, a transmutation, or some sort of change. All right? Abundant, generous, supportive, and reliable. That sounds like the Knight of Cups. That's why you right there with the Knight of Cups. Oh my God. But when in dark, overworked, resentful, trapped, and tired. We don't want that, because trapped and tired, overworked, everything, just fuck. I ain't got no cup. Shit. Where's my cup? What's going on with my cups? Contemplate what truly sustains you, though. Make a list. Notice how simple yet powerful those things are, and spend some time tending to them. Take note of the difference between maintaining and sustaining. Which action describes your life more accurately? So you can probably even just look up the word, because maintaining is taking care of something, but sustaining, what is that? How is that different from maintaining? Those are very good questions to ask. Okay, so then we get over to the 9 of Swords, the in-between. Okay, the spiritual, the physical, where I don't know if it's the physical things that tire us out spiritually, or it's the spiritual energy that kind of tires us out, physically. All right. But there's an energetic transmutation that I feel is needed or is in process for some. And this is just giving you some insight to questions you may have about what's going on, and or, like I said, advice or preparation. However, I don't know. So with the dead, we talked about the dead end, didn't we? I think we did, because it's the door closing. So with the heart, okay, we'll go there. Sorry about that. With the heart, we have the home, the center, the throne. All right. It is possible from an imaginal point of view to sense the heart as a place. Okay. All right. And then so this, when we got home, and then this is like the 5 of Pentacles is like that lack of feeling of comfortability in unknown territories that could be limiting us as far as the opportunity to collaborate, or some differences, some different people coming to one home, some different people coming to one project, some different people coming into one union. Okay, could have been 3. And 2 of them was like, hey, I'm out. So, because it's too much work for me. I'm not getting paid enough for that. Definitely could be job related for some of you. Now, this card said there is no in between. But in the near future, there is some in between, and a need to kind of persevere through it, or struggling with it. Okay. Now, we have been talking, unfortunately, about some energetic warfare from spiritual entities and people in your environment, possibly, kind of just putting some names in jars or something like that. That could hinder one's energy or path if you subscribe to that kind of thing. Okay. Either we are there within the realm of expansion and compassion, the heart, okay, or we have drifted somewhere else. And I feel like the Five of Pentacles with the Moon says that there could be a drift somewhere else. And that's also the behavior of our Knight of Cups on the journey, where, I'm in my feelings. Like, me loving it is what inspired me to move forward. But then something that I don't love, something that I'm not comfortable with, something that I don't have, something that makes me feel not the best, that's where, the Knight of Cups could become overly distracted and just get torn up with that 5%. And when I say that, it's because without finances, without belief systems, the Five of Pentacles is the middle mark. Some of us are focusing on the middle mark. Thanks, Nipsey. Where it's too much to go back and it's too much to go forward. It's too much to go back, walking away, and it's a burden to carry to move forward. I'm stuck. Jeez Louise. And possibly in an environment, because the Seven Swords are at the bottom, it's a little tricky. It's a little mysterious. Okay? But there is still something lifting me up. And that's why I feel like that Six of Swords energy is in the heart. There's still something, which is the Knight of Cups, that Christ conscious energy that's trying to mold and transform and transmute. Okay? And is working with you. Okay? Spirit is working with you to rewire some things. That's like one of my favorite processes. If you notice, I like to talk about that. But yeah, we may even become strangers to a landscape. See, that's what I said, the lack of familiarity and stuff like that. And then it says the landscape of the heart. We may become strangers to the landscape of the heart, leaving it vacant for too long of stretches in time. The seat of the heart is often reclaimed by nature, music, dance, and the presence of children or animal. This card encourages us to move past the layers of life's tangibles and knots and enter the wild and sacred center of the self. The most precious throne in the galaxy is awaiting your return. So that feeling of, this flower, look at this flower. The feeling of this flower, or the feeling of my butterfly there, is saying if you return within into the heart, that's where something is, be it a divine presence or a higher aspect of yourself that could be that extra flame, okay, that you need to persevere for the reward in this energy. Okay, that is beautiful and very relieving. That is an answer. That is a solution. And look, as I'm turning it, y'all know my Aces of Swords means preach. Okay, truth. Alright. So we have the mask here, moving through this environment in this forest. Our hopes and fears have a lot to do with everything. It's all connected. Our hopes are connected to our fears and vice versa. This is the persona, the performance, and the reveal. So there's something to be revealed. Either revealing what's being suppressed or further conceals what is rejected. Alright? We often think of the mask as something that conceals our identity, yet contemplate the possibility that the mask permits our true identity to be revealed. It allows. So allowing. Okay? We had contentment, acceptance, and allowing. Allowing is necessary when it comes to this Nine of Swords. Contentment and acceptance is definitely necessary when it comes to transformations and the need to persevere to get through unknown, uncomfortable situations or darkness. Okay. Now, unless you're dealing with, a fire sign or a Cancer that it's going to take some work for you or them. There's a transformation or an ending, or end it. Some of us may be wondering, when is the detachment from home and security, when is that journey going to end? When are these temporary situations going to end? Right? Get organized, because it's about to. Start planning, because it's about to. There may be others in the environment. So whatever issues we could have had with collaborating in networks, hopefully we work through that. Read some books, open yourself up, open your heart, so we're not leaning on them, because disappointments would make a person say, I'm doing it myself, or I'm going to self-sabotage this before you disappoint me first, whatever the case may be. But opening the heart, returning to the divine, all right, that love, they're going to compensate you. I can guarantee you that. That transmutation is going to give you that 8 of Cups. If you didn't have the strength to do that 8 of Cups, a transmutation, okay, or some sort of divine transformation is definitely going to thump you with that threshold into that energy. And then that 8 of Swords kicks in, where you ain't understanding. It's a little freaky, creepy. It's a little confusing even. There's some mysteries. There's some, I have no control here. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some getting out of it though. So getting thumped and then getting out of something. That's not bad. Okay, so there could be mischief and deception around you and others that has been coming up for the collective. No one is sure who is who. It's likely you've become so attached to a single mask that you need to fall face forward into the perception bending time and trust it. So we're getting thumped into falling face forward, which the 10 of Wands could feel like. Are you taking part in the ritual of expanding the self? Because we talked about the self in the center, and it talked about expanding it. So there's that. When this card appears, enact the side of you that is seeking expression, yet was never given a role to play on the stage of your life. And here's the stage. The outcome or the advice, the stage is right here. Okay, he is saying the B word. Tough. Sorry about that, guys. Think of a mask or a costume you wore that felt empowering. So some of us that are resisting this divine assistance because it's freaking us out, right? Then there's a practical way to try to guide you and give you advice, okay, to move forward. And I love this because I had some oracle cards that had a mask, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't, there's a shadow and a light, but we talking about the light part of it. Of course, there's a mischief, deception, false mask narrative. But then there's this energy where you may not be exactly where you want to be, and who you are is in your heart, but you may not see it around you. Others may not see it. So it's like, what do? You still be that. Whatever it is that you feel naturally or in your conscious mind, be that. You know what I'm saying? And so that may require you to put on a mask to get you through something that you're still going through a transformation inside, or mentally, or your finances. You still need to look the part, is what I'm trying to say. You still have to dress for the part. Okay? As the Zen cone suggests, meditate on your original face, the one you had before your mother and father were born. So that's your nature to me. And where do you find that? They said the gifts to unlock are in the heart. Absolutely love that. Now we're going to get some. I love my animal cards here. Now, there we go. Take a few more. I like Cosmic Egg and the deer. Oh, grounding nervous energy. Being practical about our fears. Because some other things are in the environment, possibly controlling how we think and feel. and the world around us in general. Okay, I'm going to take 5. You be playing too much. I want to see them. All right, jump on the back of the dragon. It will guide you and protect you through this journey. My knight, see, look at that. Oh, for summer. See, don't get me started. This ain't even that reading. Look at that. What's crowning you? At your crown chakra, there is a twin flame. There is a connection. But either there's some friction in the activation, some fear, some anxieties, or this is just motivating you through this change. But look at that. What's crowning you has the swan, and this is the water, the lake, the reflection. That's something. I knew twin flame was going to come up. I knew that it was down. I knew it was going to come up. That's crazy. And then the gazelle also talks about the racing mind, but I love the sun and the background. The awareness, heightened awareness. We've been talking about hyperactivity. Okay. Woo, so a lot of you guys could be getting like downloads and stuff. When I said that it could be the environment, I thought about like birds and bees. But we'll get a clarifier for that. Oh, spirit. Okay. That is, I'm definitely taking these. Look at this. All of these, air. Okay. The air up there, I'm taking it. Bottom of the deck, we still have the swan, the lizard who I feel like was causing trouble, and this transformation. That makes sense. I'm taking it. I appreciate that. It's like, oh, you want to take them because they make sense. Yeah. And this has a lot to do with spirit. They all have triangles. And fire. Air, 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 fire, air. And we started this reading out with a bird. And some wands. Baby, you can't make this up. That is something. So let's dig into it. Okay, let's unpack this. Okay, I like being spiritual and like practical. It's a really cool vibe to get like deep, because I be getting my feelings sometimes during y'all readings, and I don't think I operate the best like that, to be unbiased and articulate. So I like a little balance. But here is, and I did see the beaver. So earnest, hardworking, democratic. Ugh, no, I'm just playing. I'm a Republican, but don't block me. The bee personality is a delight to be around, especially when there's a team project on the horizon. Bees love to work steadily and thoughtfully until the final take is complete. They are sensitive creatures, aware of many subtleties, sublets, whatever, at once. Since they're artists at heart, some of you, if you needed a confirmation, you're an artist at heart, probably a singer, probably so whatever, we're gonna get to that, but okay, you're an artist at heart, babe. They usually add creative details to the overall vision. For the most part, they have bustling, joyous personalities until they're too tired from all the work. Then they gripe and then sting. So when in balance, content, active, vibrant. When out of balance, overworked and annoyed. Maybe a mini vacation is needed. See, they're consistent. Okay. Now the hummingbird is in the center, which talks about positive, enthusiastic, and spiritually resourceful. But I know the dark side of the hummingbird is pushy, insistent, and sharp. So we'll get there though, because first we have the nightingale, which is the singer. Okay, so I was like, which one of y'all out here singing? Then we got the butterfly that is undergoing great change and transformation. All right, and that's creatively, because I told you the lizard has a connection to the wands, the knight, and the king of wands, and they are also artists, like people who actually draw and stuff like that. Not that, you know, singers and other artists aren't like artists, so let me just shut up. But the nightingale, a fearless voice, Okay, speech, communication. We have some of you that are content creators or speakers or just working communications. You can work at the kiosk phone place. I don't care. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage, probably said that wrong, of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. We got some poets here. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. So this talked about singing, this talked about singing. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Got it. Boom. So hear me out. Okay? We had bridge at the beginning of the reading. If you just got into the reading, go back to the beginning. The heart is in the center right here. There's a bridge between these two. Okay? One is out of this world and one is probably in this motherfucker. Cool. Now the bridge between the heart and what did it say? The bridge, because I had a thought. Hold on. Let me see the words. What was that? Hummingbird together. What not on hummingbird or nightingale? Okay, yeah, it was nightingale, actually. So yeah, the bridge between the heart and the voice. So when I thought about the heart and the voice, I thought about the throat chakra. So speak up, speak out, and or there may be some work on the throat chakra. The throat chakra helps us be more truthful. And when you're manifesting, it's very important that when you bring energy up and out, that, you know, it's going to come through that throat chakra. So that has to be in ordinance. Okay, how about that? And if there's some upheaval and some transformations or some endings, speaking up about that may help. Journaling may help. Talking to someone about it may help. Because holding it in and just walking away from stuff is burdensome for some of us. Bring it to spirit to be transmuted through meditation. Now the hummingbird in the center, inside this tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned rather to gather nectar, and it returns to those sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. Oh, where? So this hummingbird has learned where to gather the nectar, and it returns to it. Okay? This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. So follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. I'm just going to say that again. Every droplet of life becomes sweet. Every moment worth savoring. So, like I said, when in balance, this is a smart, curious person that loves to learn. And then when out of balance, pushy, insistent, and sharp. So to bring in balance, you can even take a, sorry about that. But yeah, even taking a class, all right? So this lizard don't want to be still. With the lizard, it talks about, for a lot of us, focus, okay? It also talks about the fire and the creativity, more about artists, okay? There's a lot of cards here representing the artist or whatnot, so I really love that. And the lizard also, for some of you guys that question what gifts and abilities you may have, telepathy does come up through the lizard. So it's like something is calling to you from on the outside and within. And so it may have something about change. And it also has something about in the direction, and it may be something about our approach. Okay. And the lizard is very instinctual. All right. And is a dreamer. Very spiritual, but when out of balance, could be elusive, non-committal, and flaky. So I thought that was interesting, coming over the collaboration and the network, as well as the things coming together and how they connect. That could be you on the spiritual path. That could be something in the environment or another person. Because we did talk about disappointments and, you know, all that. All right. So I thought that was very interesting. The lizard doesn't really like big crowds. Lots of travel or overstimulation could drain the lizard. So a lot of these cards also talk about that energy of being drained by some of the very things that come with the things that we're manifesting or that we want. Okay, but we can keep it in balance though. Keeping it in balance allows you to be the very spiritual being that you are and also live your practical lives. Okay, another thing that I'm in love with is the butterfly. Okay, and then I had a message to you also about the swan card that we pulled earlier, and I thought that was dope because we had two birds mirroring each other, something internal, something possibly external, and so it was kind of cool. And even if, because right, not a lot of you guys or some of you are not interested in no twin flame updates or no soulmate stuff, I'm getting my stuff together, and that's cool. But it also tells me something about the heart, and like calling to it and from it, and telepathically trying to get in your mind, and that's something. Because they want to transform or change something that ended, or maybe you could, but I can't deny that. I see that, but I don't want to get cussed out because like I don't give a damn about that. So the hummingbird, I'm sorry, not the hummingbird. We were on the look at me get caught up in y'all twin flame story. Undergoing great change and transformation. Okay, I love that. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition, which is the approach that's being taken to this situation. Since air is the element of the heart, ain't that crazy? Because you got 3 air cards over the center of the heart. Jeez. This change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. And see, I felt that. I was like, but I don't want to make this a relationship reading. We'll do a separate relationship reading. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, right? 9 of Swords, 9 of Wands. Be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. All right? Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Now, too soon. Oh, okay. Because it's the 6 of Swords that's surrounding. Oh, that's nice. Look at that, the 8 of Swords not being toxic. So, where it says activities and friends support you like a cocoon, ain't that a cocoon? I could be wrong because y'all be telling me in the comments like, girl, that is not that. But look, that's kind of, oh, look at the outcome. The butterfly is totally going to emerge. Okay, dust it off in the water realm with a new heart, some new feelings. Ooh, somebody thinking about, nervous about it, but thinking about it. Ooh, they said one thing but want to do something else. That's sweet. Okay, let me get out of these people relationship. And that's that fickle energy they can't even help. Maybe they was raised like that. Child, let me get out of that. Oh man, that's something. But here's commitment. So where we came, there's the shadow side of the flaky, non-committal energy. The butterfly swoops in, and it says, let solid friends and activities support you. And it says committing to one daily routine, a meal, a practice, a prayer, whatever the case may be, done at the same place and time will do wonders for lifting a butterfly spirit. That is crazy. Because I was just thinking in my mind when I said, make sure y'all come to the reading later. I've been doing 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. Pacific time on the channel for the last 2 days. So I'm not trying to act like, because I just got back. Right? But that is the message for the collective. My Pisces, because y'all know I'm a Pisces too. But that's crazy. One thing being done consistently every day is building its new habit forming. That's so super dope. Anyway, when in balance, cheerful and graceful. When out of balance, fragile and frustrated. So to bring in balance, it says a daily routine. Now for some of us, it has something about doing what we love, that supportive energy. And then for others of us, it has organizing and planning, and arranging things. So feng shui and all that. Make sure you feel, all that. That's beautiful. I like that, because feng shui is very, when you change something and you can feel it, that's magical. Like the way you position things, what's on your counter in your bathroom, how your drawers set up, little bitty stuff like that could be very transformative and therapeutic. And to go to it every day, or to do it every day, just like the card said, not me, okay, the card said it. Even if you eat something, one thing the same every day, and hopefully it's healthy, but the card didn't say it had to be, so I'm just gonna shut up. Now I wanted to double back just real quick on this possible love reading we're gonna do next, since you guys are in here, okay, and maybe the collective that returns, since it will be aired the same day. This may be the AM reading, and then we'll do a PM. But the swan, okay, when I saw the two birds, the alchemist and the Knight of Cups, maybe it's the one thing that's transforming because of its divinity and higher self within itself. That's two things. Or a twin flame actual connection. Still, the swan represents heightened creativity in Hindu mythology. It's a very graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us there, honey, to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. So for some of us, writing could be the new thing to start doing more. Creating could be the new thing to be consistent with, and or reflecting. All right, just be mindful if that's what we're doing. Make sure we're reflecting and speaking out about it, not just like holding it in, because that could be burdensome. Just want to say that. But this potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. Like, baby, it's just me and you. Ooh, baby. An inner voice is waiting to be heard. An inner voice likely to be revealed. Now, what I thought was neat about that, this is the inner voice waiting to be heard. This is an inner voice being revealed, because it's telepathic. There's no sound, but inside you do hear something, like in your mind. But these two, the hummingbirds, they speak to you, they speak to spirit, they sing a song, they speak up. One is the action of speaking up, the other is the actual coming out of it. Okay, and then here is that telepathic internal energy. So I just like that. Okay, as we talked about communication, different ways to communicate, this trifecta right here, and this butterfly that emerges, because you're being supported by the unseen and the mysterious, the other side, a different group of people, a collective that serves you better than the last, right? And you're going to pack up and move on with all those things that you learned, close those doors, and a new one opens. So if an ending happens, if someone calls you out and cuts you off, there's a new beginning after the door closes. And I think that that's amazing. So I do appreciate you guys for stepping in, and thank you for watching. Oh, look, the oyster now has the light. Okay, that purge, ooh, the black energy, ooh, the non-committal energy is over with. Yikes. So there could be a return for my lovers, or a better you. Why am I this way? Why am I so nosy? I'm going to take one more card. I'm just going to take one more card. Okay. Yeah, that's the Wheel of Fortune. Like, you'll see. Okay, we got the spider, the golden egg, and the eagle, as well as the stingray and the buffalo. So all that you need, okay, will be provided with the buffalo. There's more than enough. The stingray with that chakra alignment, we talked about focusing on that. Those things will help you become more in alignment with your manifestation or your life in general. So for some of us, it's heart, throat, crown. Those are the ones that I heard, which is great. And this could affect the perspective. This could get you that divine child energy that, you know, you ought to be. Okay, more air. All right, now the temperance, the stork was bringing fire to some. For others of you, it's the golden egg. It's the big one. Okay, and then this just gave me, like I said, that wheel of fortune, the energy where it's the web that we weave. All right, so that's interesting. And this card shouldn't even be over here. I love when cards don't supposed to be somewhere and then they just pop up. So that's what we have, and I do hope that it helps. Till next time.